Before I start this video, I want to be honest with you guys. I'm not here to scam you or lie and say this is the ultimate tune for everyone. This tune is not one size fits all. I designed this specifically for mid-level builds, using stage 3 parts, because I know how hard it is to grind for pro parts. Note, if you use a steering wheel or tilt controls, this will feel different than using button controls. Hey, even changing your tires will change the grip. My advice: use these numbers as a starting point, then adjust them to fit your driving style. This is part 2 of my previous video, so let's get straight to the point. Alright, let's get into the suspension. In CarX Drift Racing 3, the suspension menu is split into front, rear, and braking. But really it all comes down to 4 main parts: dampers, springs, arms, and sway bars. These 4 parts control exactly how your car transfers weight. And in drifting, weight transfer is everything. First up, the springs. Think of these as the muscle of your car. They hold the weight. For drifting, the general rule is soft rear, stiff front. Why? Because when you hit the gas, you want the rear of the car to squat down. That squat pushes the tires into the asphalt, giving you massive forward grip. If your rear springs are too stiff, the tire just spins on top of the road, and you go nowhere. Here are the numbers for stance and weight transfer. For spring height, set the front to 45 millimeters for a low center of gravity, and the rear to 45 millimeters to keep it level. For spring stiffness, set the front to 22.0 kilograms per millimeter to keep the nose stable. Set the rear to 16.0 kilograms per millimeter. This softness allows for that grip we talked about. Next, the dampers. These are the brain of the suspension. They control how fast the springs move. If your car feels bouncy or floaty like a boat, your dampers are too soft. If it feels twitchy and snaps into a spin instantly, they are too stiff. You need to tune these so the car settles quickly. Always keep rebound higher than bump to stop the bouncing. For bump, set front to 3,500 and rear to 3,000. For rebound, set front to 6,000 and rear to 4,000. For fast bump, go with 2,500 front and 2,000 rear. And for fast rebound, set front to 3,500 and rear to 3,000. In this game, upgrading the arms is crucial because it unlocks your steering angle. You cannot drift competitively with stock arms. You need that extra steering lock, usually over 60 degrees, to save the car when you are completely sideways. Here are the specific settings. Camber, negative 5.5 degrees. Front for grip at full lock, and negative 0.5 rear for maximum speed. Caster angle, 8.0 degrees to help the wheel snap back. Ackermann angle, set this to 10 millimeters. This is critical. Keeping it low makes the wheels parallel for smoother drifts. Steering angle, max it out to 60 or 65 degrees. For toe, set the front to 0.30 toe, out for turn-in response, and the rear to negative 0.10 toe. In for stability. For the stabilizers, set the front stiff at 1.2 and the rear soft at 0.2. Leave cross-axis tilt and wheel axis offset at 0. Now for the wheels. I run 295 millimeters width on both front and rear. However, keep in mind some top 32 game modes have restrictions, so make sure your width matches the requirements. Profile, 30% to decrease sidewall flex. Rim diameter, 18 or 19 inch is up to you. Tire pressure, front at 1.8 bar and rear at 1.2 bar. That low rear pressure gives you huge grip for speed. Now let's talk about the engine. Max out your boost, usually around 1.5 to 2.0 bar, and max out the rev limiter. Now let's talk about the transmission. We are tuning the gears individually. Ignore the ratio number mostly, it's confusing. Just look at the speed number next to it. For first gear, set it to 60 kilometers per hour, about 3.50 ratio. This is just for launching. For second gear, aim for 95 kilometers per hour, about 2.20 ratio. Use this for small, tight hairpins. Now, third gear is your money gear. Set this to exactly 135 kilometers per hour, about 1.56 ratio. This is the main drift gear that will handle most corners. Then set fourth gear to 170 kilometers per hour, about 1.24 ratio for high-speed entries like on Cami Road. And finally, fifth gear to 210 kilometers per hour, about 1.00 ratio for highway transits. Then we have the differential. Set diff lock acceleration to 100% so wheels lock instantly. Set lock release to 40% and set preload to 80 Newton meters. Finally, the braking system. A lot of beginners ignore this. They think, I want to go fast, why do I care about stopping? But here is the secret. Brakes are for adjusting your angle. We want high torque to shift the car's weight to the front nose in a split second. This leads us to the most critical tune, brake balance. If you set the balance to the front, hitting the brakes makes the car nosedive and grip up. If you set it to the rear, it becomes a second handbrake. For a balanced build, I recommend 65% balance bias toward the front. This lets you use left foot braking perfectly. Set brake effort to 3,000 and handbrake torque to 4,500. And lastly, traction control. Always turn this off. As I said in the beginning of the video, this is not an ultimate tune for everyone, so test it, tweak it, and play around with it. Also, if you want to join an active CarX Drift Racing 2 and 3 community, I found a Discord server you're welcome to join. I put the link in the description. That is all for today. Hope you all learned something and see you in the next video.